the Death Railway Cave Museum. I can't remember the exact name, but it's a really big deal here. This is the bridge right up here. I'll turn around so you guys can see it. This is the famous bridge that you see in all sorts of movies. It was in tons of Hollywood movies about the Death Railway. I think a lot of guys died here. So we're gonna go ahead and walk the bridge really quick. Second level, and then I totally chickened out. So yeah, I'm out of here, man. Pretty incredible. It's a lot bigger than it looks. Once again, it's so hard to capture on film the difference when you're actually here and seeing it with your own eyes. And they said that for every steep, I believe these are each a steep unless I'm mistaken, or they could be talking about these supporting brackets here. One man was killed. And this cliff right here, you can see there were men who were dangling on ropes over the side, chipping away and getting rid of all of this stuff here. Man, it's really crazy because honestly, I'm walking up here and I know that it's pretty safe because I'm walking like on steel and stuff, but you are so high up and there aren't any real stipulations or anything or maintenance on stuff like this. And this railroad was built in, I think, 1943. So it's a little bit freaky, you know, coming around here and seeing all this, but man, just look at this stuff behind me. Crazy. You can still see the chisel marks from all the men, all the prisoners of war who built this place. It's just absolutely insane. Just can't even believe that I'm really here. It's honestly just incredible. Just totally nuts because I think about literally 80 years ago, if I were to time travel back then, I'd be thrown right in the line with the rest of them. And I just look at the ground and I keep thinking, like, maybe somebody died right there, right there, right there, starved to death or died of disease or, you know, just downright torture. It's crazy because a lot of times people, you know, everybody focuses so much on, like, only the retaliation of the Americans by dropping those nuclear bombs, but it's like, man, needless to say, it's not like the Japanese were totally innocent and all that, you know. I mean, they had some serious concentration camps of their own, and not just on the Allied forces, but for hundreds of years they were torturing and pillaging and killing the Chinese, the Koreans, pretty much all the surrounding Asian countries. It's pretty wild what humans are capable of. I don't know, I'm such a history nerd too that I sit here and I think to myself, man, this rock was probably here, you know. It's probably picked up by somebody who died here. Somebody who just wanted to get back to America or England or Australia. You know, another interesting story about this place is, if you guys haven't ever watched it, I highly encourage you to watch. I mean, there are tons and tons of documentaries and real stories that you can see on YouTube, but there's a movie in particular that I love about this that gives the whole story of this man who was a prisoner here, and it's called The Railway Man. It's on Netflix. It's really good. But the whole story is about him being held prisoner at this camp and the entire story of their whole platoon. And he was actually an engineer and worked on railways for the army, so he was given a little bit better treatment than the rest of the guys. They were actually given a decent amount of food and stuff like that. But this story goes, so this man, he goes back to England after the war. He survives the death railway, and he has like all sorts of PTSD, all these problems, and his wife is really concerned about him, and so she starts asking his war vet buddies what happened to him in World War II. And so they start going into how he was tortured and that they don't really know what happened to him, but he would always get dragged off by these Japanese guys after he got caught making a radio so that him and the guys could listen to the news. So I think it was like 40 or 50 years later, something like that, he's back in England, and all of a sudden he sees in a newspaper that the man who was torturing him was back here at the death railway, and he was working at a museum and acting like he had no part in it. So this guy travels all the way here, and he brings a knife with him, and he pretty much he's hell-bent he's gonna kill this guy. And it turns out that he finally finds him, and he throws him into a torture chamber like he was, just one of those little bamboo shacks, and and they start talking, and he ends up forgiving the guy, and they become best friends, and they both lived and stayed in touch and remained best friends for a long time, up until they died. I think fairly recently, I think about 15 years ago maybe. But I highly recommend at least watching some documentaries on it. It's truly mind-blowing stuff, just everything that went on here. And I mean, the craziest part about actually being here is like being able to reach out and physically touch the chisel marks that all these prisoners made all along the sides. I mean, just absolutely blows your mind. Guys, I'm here at my hotel, and holy cow, I did not realize it was like this fancy. This is like, I don't even know where to walk into this place. Oh my word. Whoa, look at this. Holy cow. Oh wow, okay.
Going up 5th floor.
5th floor? Okay, and then 8505?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
Very nice. You can see the swimming pool.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, guys. This is like the craziest, nicest hotel I've ever seen in my life. Like, ever. Holy crap, dude. It's like a whole, like, amusement park. Just for me. Wow. Yeah. So I got a heck of a beautiful view, but all of a sudden, look at all this bird poop, and check this out. It's a little mom with her babies. She's got a nest in there. pretty wild. So I guess I'm sharing my room. Got a couple of roommates.